learning is a part of our life, and not only when we are students, also when we are at work, we need to learn a lot of new information. And probably sometimes it's difficult and it's daunting and it's boring sometimes. And when we have to learn a lot of material in a very short time, we may get this feeling, hey, is everything okay with me? Am I not smart enough? Well, today I'm going to show you a way in which you can learn more effectively. If you're interested, let's find out. Hi, this is Sebastian Antonovich, and on my 5-minute psychology channel, I talk about education, mental health and psychology. Today I'd like to talk to you about some things you can do to make your education a little bit more effective, a little bit more pleasant. And don't get me wrong, it's not only for high school or university students, it's for all of us, because in our lives we learn literally all the time. So what can you do to make it easier? I'm going to tell you in a second, but before I do that, if you haven't done it yet, please make sure to subscribe to my channel to get notified every time when I have a new video coming up. The technique I'm going to share with you today is applicable to whatever type of information you need to learn, but I'm going to use the example of foreign languages because this is something that interests me the most. So let's say you have to learn a bunch of words like these here: motivation, rhubarb, memory, veil, pineapple, emotion, cherry, sugar, hope, chalk, banana, snow. So how can you memorize these words? The simplest technique that you know very well, that you have tried many a time, is to repeat them over and over and over. Read this list over and over, one word after another. And according to a theory of short-term memory, you should be able to memorize from 5 to 9 words without any problems. Will it work? Yes. Will it be effective? Not at all. So let's see what we can do to make it better, to make it faster, and to make it smarter. The first thing you can do about it is to put these words into categories, like these here. Things that are white. So it's veil, sugar, chalk, snow. Fruits: rhubarb, pineapple, cherry, banana. And abstract nouns: motivation, memory, emotion, hope. Putting all of these words into 3 separate categories is going to make it so much easier for your mind to memorize these words. It will be faster, it will be more effective, it will not be so boring. But also, do you know this feeling when sometimes, for example, when you sit a test, when you have to write a test, and they ask you for a particular piece of information that you know you have learned already, but you just can't remember it. You know you've learned it. It's somewhere in there. You have it at the tip of your tongue. And probably this particular piece of information will come back to you in half an hour. But the problem is that you need it here and now. In half an hour, it will do you no good. You have to know it right now. So, putting words into categories is going to make the process of retrieving the information from your memory so much easier. All you have to do is use this category as a hint, and once you give this hint to your mind, it's so much more likely to be able to use this information, to get it out of your memory and to use it the way you need it. Now, I don't want you to take my word for it. Let's experiment, shall we? Let's check if we can try this technique. Go ahead and take a look at these letters. I want you to memorize them, and I'm going to give you exactly 10 seconds for that. Ready? Let's do it. Now, after 10 seconds, how many of these letters were you able to memorize in the right order, by the way? Check it, please, and be honest with me. Write them down from your memory and compare these words. Was it 100%? If yes, congratulations, you are in the minority of people who are able to memorize all of these letters in 10 seconds. Now, what can we do to memorize it more effectively? Put it into categories. Let's have a look at this one now. Another 10 seconds for you to memorize these letters. How about now? Was it easier to memorize all of these letters? Probably yes. There is a big chance that putting these random signs, these random letters into the right categories have made so much difference. And you can use it in literally everything that you learn, whether it's geography, for instance, or biology, body parts, or maybe organs in your body, or perhaps at work you are learning the names of people and departments and their responsibilities. By grouping these pieces of information, you can make it so much easier for your mind, for your brain to memorize, and later on to be able to remember them and to use them as quickly as it's necessary without having to take it out of the tip of your tongue. So whether you are putting some random words, seemingly random words, into some meaningful categories, meaningful to you, they have to be meaningful to you, yourself, no one else, or whether it's just using some not related letters or signs and actually putting them into something that has a meaning, is going to make the job of learning so much easier. This technique of learning is very effective, and if you haven't tried it yet, try it now. This is my gift to you to make your life easier, to make the process of learning much more effective. And now a bonus, an extra technique to make it even easier to memorize these words that you have to memorize and to memorize all of this information that you have to learn. So have a look at this one. Once again, the same set of randomly chosen letters changed into something meaningful, and now if you assign some pictures to represent them, it is going to make it so much easier for your memory to acquire all of these pieces of information, and later on to use them in practice using connotations. Use it as often as you can. Don't learn words only. Change them into something meaningful, and if you assign some pictures to them, it's going to work even better. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you next time.